Well, to a story that is giving Iran a major headache now. Israel and Azerbaijan have just signed a landmark energy deal which grants Baku the right to drill for gas in Israeli territory. The deal was signed in Jerusalem by Israel's energy Minister Eli Cohen and his Azerbaijani counterpart Mikhail Jabarov. It's the latest example of flourishing ties between the two nations. 2 years ago, Azerbaijan became the first majority Shiite Muslim country to open an embassy here. Well, my next guest has an excellent understanding of the deal and has worked tirelessly over the years to promote Jewish-Muslim relations around the world. Rabbi Marc Schneier, President of the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us. So first of all, could you explain to us the significance of this latest agreement? Why is this so exciting? Why is this so important?
Well, this is just a further demonstration as to why the Republic of Azerbaijan, among the 57 Muslim nations, is Israel's greatest friend and greatest ally. Azerbaijan today is the beacon of interreligious, intercultural dialogue in the Muslim world. Azerbaijan reveres its indigenous Jewish community, but above all, Azerbaijan has demonstrated time and time again its commitment and solidarity to the state of Israel.
Well, Azerbaijan is clearly a strategic partner for Israel. For one thing, it borders Iran. For another, it's very rich in energy resources. But there are risks associated with this partnership too, aren't there? For example, Azerbaijan is very close to Turkey and Turkey's President Erdogan. They are brother nations, as Erdogan has put it.
Yes, but at the same time, President Aliyev, who I enjoy a very extraordinary and singular relationship with, has used his good offices to try to influence President Erdogan in terms of another rapprochement and reconciliation with the state of Israel. So if anything, President Aliyev, who has that genuine commitment to the state of Israel, is a wonderful partner strategically in terms of having that influence and that impact on other Muslim leaders and other Muslim nations.
President Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, was in Baku last week. Where do the Americans fit into this partnership?
The Americans need to recognize that Azerbaijan can play such a critical role within the Muslim world, being that great paradigm of intercultural, interreligious coexistence, its unique commitment to the state of Israel. And there has been some chatter about Azerbaijan being invited to become part of the Abraham Accords. I must tell you that I would find that somewhat insulting to the Republic of Azerbaijan for the simple reason that Azerbaijan was the forerunner to the Abraham Accords. Members of the Abraham Accords, UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, they have only in recent years demonstrated their support of Israel. For Azerbaijan, with a Jewish community that is 1,500 years old, time and time again have they demonstrated their supports of the Jewish people and the state of Israel. And that is a reality that both President Trump and the U.S. administration needs to acknowledge and should embrace as well.
All right, so a relationship which is very much flourishing between Israel and Azerbaijan. But when it comes to normalization with other Muslim countries, what do you think is next? Some people have talked about Indonesia potentially as recognizing Israel.
I think it could be Saudi Arabia. I think it could even be Qatar or Oman. And other countries, in addition to Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. You have a country like Turkmenistan that before October 7th hosted the foreign minister of Israel. There are 57 Muslim nations. We're not lacking. We're not wanting for choices. I think under the Trump administration, the current 3 members of the Abraham Accords can grow exponentially, possibly up to a dozen.
You mentioned Qatar. That would be an interesting development, wouldn't it? Why would you think that would
I
happen?
don't think it's a question. Yes, it's interesting, but I think it's a very, very real possibility. I served during the Mondial, the FIFA World Cup in Doha. I served as their interfaith advisor. And I had agreed to that all the way back in 2017 on three conditions: direct flights between Tel Aviv and Doha, 15,000 Israelis attending the game, and my capacity to facilitate kosher food in Doha. All three boxes the Qataris checked off on. So I can tell you that Qatar, I think, is also prime, despite some of the controversies, that it is also prime to establish and to normalize relations with Israel.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Rabbi Schneier, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's always wonderful to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.